Alright, our mission today, this rubber hose. Well, this is a small sample of it. You can see that it's pretty crunchy. It cracks, crackles. Yeah, you can see it was meant to be fairly sturdy with some sort of fiber backing on the rubber, but we're going to go get some more of this so we can replace the vacuum hosing for the squirters and for the windshield wipers in the Chief today, because I'm going to go out and get new tires for it. However, you can see the ground's pretty wet, and if I get rained on, I want to try to have some windshield wipers. We're going to be doing some greasing of the fittings today and going over the front suspension, make sure everything is good and greased up, the kingpins, all the connecting rods. And it's probably a smart thing to do to go ahead and do that before we put any more miles on it. Alright, so I just want to show you where these are sitting. Let's look at the passenger side, because they're the same on both sides. Alright, so passenger side on the top, we have a fitting on each side of the upper control arm, one fitting there, one fitting there. And you'll also see that there is a last fitting there, so we have three. Yep, so we have one fitting here and one there. You can kind of see that I put too much in and it kind of squeezed out. Alright, so let's take a look at the back side here. Well, I'm going to go ahead and tip you farther. So looking upside down now at the top of the tire, top of the suspension, top of the upper, you can see that there's a fitting there on the upper control arm on the inside. There's just one on one side, so you just have to get, here's just a bolt on that side. So just get that side. Alright, so let's take a look down below. I use this comfortable chunk of carpet to save me some grief on my clothing as well as my back. Alright. Alright, so under here, okay, you can see we got one up there, one there, and one on the lower controller arm there. So there's three there. On the inboard frame part of the lower control arm, we have one there. One matches it on the other side, so you have to crawl in from the other side of the tire and do that one. Okay, now the only exceptions here is you can see the controller arm here in the back. That right there, that's a controller arm for the power steering or for the normal steering. There are a couple fittings on that you want to get, and they're on the back side. You might be able to see it from here, so somewhere there. Alright, now the next thing I'm going to worry about changing are those. So the stabilizer bar bushings, I guess you want to call them. Those will be changed next. And then there's the rubber dome thing. Let's see if you can see it. Basically, there's a rubber dome just right there, tip of my finger. Okay, so that rubber bumper, if you ever have a lot of travel in your suspension, will bounce against the upper mount there and keep you from banging all of your hardware together. So it just kind of acts as a bumper. It's a safety thing. So those are a 3-inch tall. I'll include those in the parts list down below on this particular video if you ever need to order one. You can get new ones. And the one on the passenger side or driver's side is missing because the bolt itself rusted out, which isn't a surprise. So I need to get some POV for all of the underside of the car here. You can see that it was undercoated at some point years and years ago, but now it needs all of that crappy old rust or undercoating removed and then fresh put on and a little bit of work done on removing rust. Alright, so we've got bumpers to replace, we've got the bushings to replace for the stabilizer bar, and then we're going to have to do some shocks. Alright, so those are the grease fit positions for the front of the car, and enjoy doing that. Let's see what kind of a length we're looking at here. From here down to there. Alright, so about where my finger is. These are clip-o-matic here. Hose cutters. Our previous vacuum hose was this. Handy dandy vacuum hose with a stud blocker. Alright, new length of hose. Put a little spit on each end. Alright. We want it pretty snug. We don't want any vacuum leaks. Other end up here. Wow, look at that. Good measurement. Let's start it and see what happens. A little bit. I got an idea. I didn't even wash this car since I got it. River seeped this up a little bit. Ran it. Oh man, it wants to go. Oh, we're close. Sure is nice to have the old gal just start up every time I wrench on her here. I've tried a few things on the car so far that I found out in YouTube land, and I think I'm going to go ahead and try the ATF, the automatic transmission fluid, or tranny fluid, wake up the old vacuum wipers. So you take the air port. You see that port there at the bottom? It doesn't have a hose on it. That's where it sucks air in. Well, that's one port. The other port, the vacuum port itself, you take the vacuum port here, and instead of running it down onto there, which goes down to the fuel pump and the manifold, what have you, you take that and you run it into a cup of automatic transmission fluid, and you kind of work the windshield wipers back and forth by hand, and then it sucks some of that up in there, increases compression, kind of wets down the leathers and the other doohickeys that are sitting inside of your wipers, and brings them back to life. So let's go ahead and give that a shot. Doesn't look like it's going to rain, which is the whole reason I'm trying to see if this can work. But I'm just happy that it moved at all. All right, we're going to try this transmission fluid thing. I'm going to use a cup from a spray can top. Let's take this back off. Can. Oh, come on. Ouch. All right. Let that puppy back up. Probably best to use soapy water. Then you can get those off of there again. All right, so let's turn this so it drinks from the cup. All right. Let's get a little transmission fluid in there. Sucks it in, burbles it out. Sucks it in, burbles it out. Well, and I'm just doing this by hand here. One Bishop car. All right, well, that was about how much I've seen other people try it. better. Oh man, it's better. Yeah, it makes it dry. You know, that's probably good enough for me. And look at that, it reset. That's fucking awesome. Oops, that's awesome. All right. Now it looks like we're just starting to rain too. All right, well, we have one wiper back. We discovered that the passenger side wiper is stripped out, so we'll have to get a new arm for that. And I've got some of the arms for the old 48 Chevy that might be able to work. We'll see. All right, well, let's go get some tires. Look at her all tucked in cute and cozy looking. Nice, sweetie. Hey, Benjamin. Benjamin. Give me the hands up. Thumbs up, Benjamin. Okay, night-night.